Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl, here to bring you another reading for Aries. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe, Aries. I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares, but most of all for showing up. And there seems to be victory here on the way for you. Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because it is your time. Venus is moving around and shifting, or is already there into Aries. I think she's not there yet. Either way, victory is coming your way within the next month or so. I would say by July you may see, if you haven't seen yet. We have, hey, see, look. Jupiter is in Gemini, so yeah, your time is here. And we have our Queen of Wands with our Ace of Wands and our High Priestess. So you're really focused on what you want, and you're looking at your future. You're stepping in. You're perfecting something, or you're polishing up on, or you're planning to move, go somewhere, or move house for another year or so. Within the year, you will either find a place or you will move into your new place, if it is a home or apartment. It's a question of shifting where you live, or cleaning out, or remodeling where you live. For some of you, it is a question of making that change and really carrying it through. Some of you may still be thinking about it, so either way, it is what is to come. You're going to be victorious. You're preparing the way, in other words, or the way is being prepared for you by Jupiter. Aries, it's as if I can't speak fast enough. Some things need to come out very quickly, but you're moving quite quickly. You're really focused on you, what you want. And that's a good thing. It's your time. Your time is here. Sorry, I have allergies, so I'm itching all over. I'm using the Smith-Waite deck, and I'm keeping the Spirit of the Animals Oracle, as well as the Seasons of the Witch Oracle from the previous month's reads. And some more cards popping out. Here we have our Hermit with the Ace of Swords, or the Page of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. Don't know why I'm looking for High Arcana in this card. Could be the Devil holding back, feeling that you have to, or maybe someone is overpowering or keeping from you certain truths, but you will find the truth. You'll see the truth about certain monies. You will see and understand, and you will become wiser, smarter. You will pull away, or you will shed light on certain truths. Some of us will move away from certain people because they're holding back money that is owed to you, or you are holding back on giving of your time, your energy, your talents, if it is not money that you're holding back on giving. But you are becoming wiser for it. You are understanding why certain developments had taken place over the period of time, which would be, again, we could be dealing with air signs, or you could be just the timing. I'm feeling Aquarius here, but then it could be Gemini, also Libra, but I'm feeling more of an Aquarius pull to this card. So it could just be that there's a mental strategy that you are either formulating, or you're working out certain plans, or you're finding out plans of another person or group concerning your money. Someone's spending your money or looking to convince you to spend your money in a particular way on particular purchases, endeavors, etc. Investments that someone may want to or is trying to encourage you into. But you are understanding, and you are pulling away from, in some cases, and some of you are shedding light or getting the truth about certain investments. I don't know where that came from, but it was going in there deep, and I had to pull out. So Aries, do thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Most of all for showing up. Let's cut. Yeah, so I have allergies, so I'm a little irritated, but that's just me. Again, I'm using the Celtic cross, and I'm coming in to the middle of the month, so I do label these readings as the mid-month, but I look at it as to carrying into middle of June for any fruition, and you may be reflecting back on this as it has already happened in some cases. So here we see you coming out of the previous month. I'd say April, but it looks like it's further than April because it's a judgment call. There's a second chance that maybe you've had, or you want to have, or you're giving to someone, or you're contemplating. This is where you are now. You want to either have a second chance, or you want to give a second chance to someone. And there's a sense of trust or lack thereof. And can you trust? You see, wanting to give something and then wondering if you can trust. It's a dilemma. It's a dilemma that it will to heal. It will be to heal. You know, I don't remember anything I just said, and I'm not taking any medication. So whatever messages came before, they've disappeared. They've blanked out on me now. So what I'm looking at is a second chance and healing of a relationship, because I really don't recall what cards came forward before. The test is in that you can carry on, that you can allow for that trust to build or rebuild. Aries, you're looking to heal something that took place, and again, it's further back than a month ago. This, whatever it is you're contemplating on giving a second chance for. And here we go. See, we're looking at betrayal. We're looking at ending up of cycles. We're looking at reflecting on the betrayals of the past. And it could be self-sabotage too, that you want to put an end to something because you don't trust someone, or you're feeling that they will not come clean or come true, that because this is on your mind. On your mind is you want to end something. You maybe want to leave a particular place of work or a particular project that you had going. You want to put an end to it. It's not coming into fruition. Or you're feeling that you can't trust the people that you're working with. Here we see in the past where the focus was on the future. The focus is, again, working with Aquarius. That ace, I say ace, the Page of Swords is reflecting through the star here. So it could be that you are dealing with an Aquarius, or you have planets in Aquarius, or you're dealing with particular air signs, because we have swords and air. And we're looking at ending up of a cycle, going through, being patient, having faith. What you trusted was betrayed. So maybe someone you trusted betrayed you. And that is the reality that we are living in. True colors are showing, and that's probably what you got, wherein you thought that someone was true blue and then they turned out to be false, and now you are wiser for it, or you will be wiser for it. You're not trusting. You are looking for truth, and you will get it. Holding your ground, standing your ground, taking the higher ground is where you were. You see, again, given a second chance. Maybe the argument is in that it is in assumptions, and you want to see the proof in the pudding, as we say. You want to let the person or people or group or whatever the circumstances, let it play itself out. You want to do that because your faith is what you have. You see, that's what you're holding on to, what you believe in. What you believe in is that you have to make a judgment call, and you have to put bygones aside. You have to heal, whether you deal with individuals or groups or whatever the situation is. If you don't deal with them directly or even indirectly, you pull away, you go away, you say, you take the time and stay with yourself, and you overcome whatever it is that took place without dealing with the other people, if that's the case. Because we're moving back here. We're 9 and we're going back to 7. So your focus is on healing whatever it is that took place within yourself, because you can't deal it with other people, not just yet. It looks like that. It really does look like you're dealing with yourself, pulling away from others, spending time alone, and dealing with, again, another air sign coming in here. So again, putting that attitude of, I won't accept less than, and I'm not going to allow anyone to step over the boundaries that I set up, which is exactly what this needs to represent. That you don't trust because you've been betrayed. You see, you're thinking about betrayal. It's on your mind. Even though a second chance is to be had, whether it's being offered to you or you want to offer it to someone else. Again, truth is coming, because this is either judgment from higher powers or from yourself, where you will decide. Again, now we have more authority here. You are taking that authority. You are placed in that position of authority. You put yourself in this position, if not someone else. So it depends on your situation. If you are making decisions and holding and standing your ground and giving a second chance, not trusting or wanting to heal, and making sure that whatever it is that comes across is taken and scrutinized to the point where it has to be the truth, and you're going to make sure that you get the truth, because this is the justice in itself. Knowing what you know, again, 10 goes to the 1 here. Guidance is what you've been given by what would be your higher power, and then you're put into the position of authority, because you either take it, you give it to yourself, or it is given to you. See, we have the higher corner coming in as the next person or environment, where being alone for some. Like I said, you're going to go away from other people. You step away, going into hermitude. They're going to see that you are in solitude, or someone else is going into solitude. But this is outside of you. Or you're going into a place where you will be alone as environment goes. This is where there is no one there. It is a healing sense. Could be going to hospital, going to therapy for some. Well, there's a healing that's taken place, because the next person or the environment that you are connected to is concerned with healing, is concerned with knowledge about healing, is concerned with understanding the truth. Either way, it is a sense of silence, solitude, being alone. So where you may end up is that you and the next person may separate and take time alone on both sides. Or just that they are opening up and seeing the light, and they are understanding what took place, because they are able to look back and see what has taken place. Maybe you're dealing with Sagittarius too, because they had this card. Or you may have Sagittarius in your chart. But this is not to say that it's reflecting on Sagittarius. It's just that I recall when I was doing the reading for Sagittarius, it's quite similar. The reflection, in other words. Here we see, again, it's related to Virgo. It's related to Virgo, so you could be dealing with a Virgo. Maybe you have planets in Virgo that are being triggered now, so that you will see the light, or you will help someone see the light. Again, with your behavior, your attitude is reflecting on someone else who is actually becoming wiser for it. Aries, you're helping people, whether you're doing it intentionally or not, you're helping. Others want to help you. Others are there to help you, support you. Being that you may be taking on authority, because you're in that position of authority now. Maybe you're becoming a father. Maybe you're a father figure for some. Or you've been promoted, or you're starting a new business, or you're just taking control over a situation that went awry in the past. You've come through, you thought about the betrayals, and you don't want to go that way again. So you're taking control now. You're putting yourself in a position of, no, I'm not tolerating certain things, and your trust level is to be tested here. We see the Strength card. So again, more High Arcana. This is very, very heavy. Wherein High Arcana comes in, it's a spirit that is guiding movement, decision-making process, behaviorism, timing. It's all serendipity going on here. You are walking through what seems to be the repercussions of, again, second chance, being truthful, contemplating your next move, deciding on who you're dealing with, who you're not dealing with. It's a repercussion of what took place. You taking the higher ground is where you were. And being that you took the higher ground, now you've elevated in Spirit's eyes to Emperor. Fear in all of this is to hold back or not have the strength to go on, because that is where you're being tested. Your patience, your energy, your everything. Can you take the role and keep the role of leader? You're given a second chance. Whether it is you that's giving it to someone, or Spirit himself is giving it to you, where you would have to be tested as to your capability, your strength, your faith. Because faith is being tested. Has been tested. Do you believe in yourself? And that's more of the question here, because what you fear most is not being able to go on, not having the strength. Is it strength, physical strength, or is it faith in yourself, in what you're able to do? Maybe you've gone through an operation, or you're going through an operation, and you're not sure how you're going to come through. And it's taken everything, all of your strength, to go through this. Aries. For some, it's a health situation. For others, it is the essence of who you are. You're being tested. One way or another, you're being tested, Aries. You're going to come out of this with that sense of strength and independence, and some of us may be angry. Some of us could come out of this angry. But it's going to complete the cycle, because this is the 10th wand, and she is very independent. So if it's a question of a relationship, you're going to pull away and you're going to go on your own. If that is what you're questioning here, then the answer is yes, if you will leave a situation because of betrayal. Here we see the question of judgment. Could be for divorce. Could be that you had a second chance, or you gave a second chance, and now you're realizing you can't trust the person that you're giving a second chance to. So the faith in that is being tested, and you have the strength to go off on your own. You have the strength to deal and face this situation. Here we have the 8 of Wands. So again, it's about what you are capable of doing and your capacity to move, to communicate, to talk about what is secret, to move on. Again, finding a place. That's what I had said in the beginning. Moving within the year. Some of you within a month, you will decide to move on, to travel or to take a vacation, depending on your situation. Again, you're not able to deal with what has been. Again, I went through that, and I thought it was going to be different. It gave a second chance, and now I'm getting the same thing again. Don't want that. So it's just cycles repeating itself. You don't want that. You want to break that chain. This is where the fear comes in. If you're going to be able to do that and be on your own, and you're deciding you will be able to go on your own, Aries. You'll be able to take that step forward. Be self-sufficient. She's very self-sufficient. She's able to. She's quite capable. Moving on. Following the instinct. I have to leave this. I need to go off. I need to find peace of mind. I need to make peace with myself. Going in spiritually. And you see, we put our backs to arguing and fighting and getting even and betrayals, important betrayals. We're just leaving that. We're leaving that behind. Don't want to deal with that anymore. Just time to go. Here we see the divorce. See? King and Queen. They're not coming together. What was something that was having a second chance is not working out. Again, third parties may be involved here, or it is that you are decided, I don't want to do this, I want to go on my own. Because there's no more dealing. Again, the fear is in dealing with third parties. Not having to deal with third parties over and over. It's not your plate. It's not what you want. Divorce seems to be the better way to go. Choosing to go into that divorce state and really having that mindset of I want to start something new. I want a new beginning. I'm going to heal, taking my money. There it is. Taking my money, and I'm leaving. I have new plans. Going to be independent. It's going to happen for you, Aries. You're going to see your happiness come true. Again, you have that truth coming, and you are quite capable of manifesting your future. And that, I think, is where it started. What I couldn't remember, it just went blank. Well, it came right back. So let's take a look and see what Spirit's advice from our Seasons of the Witch Oracle. What is Spirit's advice for Aries? Thank you, Spirit. I'm just going to take a random card. And look at that, the ribbons. Following that intuition, it's just it's uncanny, because, and then we have the oracle at the bottom. For some of you, it is what you had, that connection. The advice here is that trust, that having a trust in the next person, because this is a marriage card. This is the bride and the groom having the intellect, having that telepathic communication. You know what he or she is up to when they're not with you. For it lives in the silk of my binding, the knots in my truth, the eye of becoming, the willness swallowed in stillness. the witness swallowed in stillness. So when you stay quiet and you have that reflective moment, you can read each other carefully. And here we have the betrayals here. We have the distrust or the healing of a relationship. We have the truth coming. We have more healing. We have the strength, and we have that some of us are angry. And then some of us are just, I want my independence. I want to be creative. Again, this reflects off of a marriage. So it is a question of being able to communicate the truth. Some of us are looking to heal and keep the marriage. Some of us are not going to keep the marriage because it really depends on the situation. You see, they want to heal. If it is that the next person wants to heal the relationship, then it is a question of taking that to the next level and having that sense of strength to be able to step up and be alone with the self. Because for the emperor, they're very strong, and that's where you are. Now, the cards are not reversed here, so I cannot put it aside that the emperor is egotistical or not, and I can't put it aside that she really wants to be on her own, because I get the message that she's angry, and holding back on the anger is quite difficult. And that's the fear. That the fear is in that the healing, if it doesn't happen, the distrust will overpower, and the result will be that you go on your own, Aries. Whereas in some cases, it is the control, the self-control is there. The strength to go on, the strength to heal the relationship is there. And the outcome is quite possible that the innovation to build and continue with this relationship is there. But you see, the difference to have that is in that sense of telepathic communication. If you really fit together, then it's not so difficult. But if it is that you're forcing to fit together, then no. It is best that you go on your own and take care of you and allow for spirit to guide you to the person who really does fit with you. Because this is all about intellect. I say intellect, it's telepathic intellect, telepathic communication between the bride and the groom. If you have that, then you have a chance. The card comes up to say that you need to be able to read each other. You need to be able to allow for each other to come. So having that second chance and healing a relationship is where you are at. Aries, let's see what the oracle for the animal spirit to help you, what your totem animal is that would help you to connect telepathically with the partnership and have that communication and have that intuition. You see, telepathic communication, that intuitive communication, that you can heal what it is that you keep getting in that repetitive dissatisfaction, because that's what that is. You're feeling it, that there is that dissatisfaction. You're feeling it in your bones, kind of. You know, you intuitively, you know when your partnership is either straying off or when it is time to leave a situation because you can't repair. If it is that you cannot repair, then you have to leave. It's quite decisive here. If there is to be arguments and such, then you have to walk away from that. Communication needs to be fair. If it is that they're playing mind games with you, you're going to know about it because she knows. She knows. And like I said, all of what's going on in between is creating that distance, and the communication is off. Again, it is some of you, not all of you, and not everybody's going through the same thing, but it is a question of having that honest communication. And here we have the white stag, the protector, and that is reflective off of the emperor. Because that's what he does. He protects the forest. He's the leader of the group. And he represents that strength in being the protector. The white stag. You are an old soul, and you can see by the white beard. Again, it's his experience. It's not so much in age. It's his experience. Could have a lot of Saturn in your chart where you may be ruled not going into the astrology, but it's strong. Wherever Saturn is in your chart is probably very strong. Could be in your ascendant or your rising, your ascendant or even your moon, where you may have Saturn. It's very strong. You are an old soul. Your best friend is nature. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. Awaken to the powerful force within you. You are meant to create blessings with your magic. Again, it calls for that intuition, and so does this one with the ribbons, because you connect with your partner. And if you're not able to, well, then you know that you can't. And she's very magical. So is this one here. It's very strong intuitivity here. The intuition is, you can't fool the intuition. And we have 4 cards right here that call out intuition. Again, there was a lot of anger. I'm not letting that slide. A lot of anger. And there's distrust as well, because we have to overcome. This is where we were looking at the fall for Virgo. Again, intuition. Spirit says you just need to use your intuition. Aries, you need to use your intuition. You need to follow what is really protecting you is your intuition. On that note, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Aries, until our next read, love and light.